Abortion or inflation? Why are we forced to solve one instead of the other? That headline clearly suggests we as Americans are being forced to solve one problem over another, but that we can't solve both. And that's coming from the Daily Mail in the UK. Funny how it takes a foreign media tabloid to point out how irrational our political divide has become. Why are the most obvious solutions to society's problems being stopped every chance there is? As usual, follow the money trail, because there's always some opportunists making more money from the problem than the solution. I know there's both a solution to abortion and inflation, and they can both be solved at the same time. However, if I'm forced to pick, as it seems I am in this midterm election cycle, between voting for candidates that want to realistically solve inflation but are somehow against abortion, then I have to admit, inflation is a bigger problem than abortion. And because of the way our voting system works, I'm left to choose voting for borderline religious fanatics on the right whose saving grace, pun intended, is that they at least understand basic economics when it comes to stopping the tax and spend mentality of champagne socialist politicians on the left who at least respect the need for women to deal with their pregnancies as they see fit. Now, if I were a degenerate gambler wasting his life savings at Native American themed casinos whose tribes they're named after rarely see a dime of profits, if I was one of those betting people, I would bet $5 that all of society's problems would evaporate in a month if we could somehow convince the majority of lefties and progressives to respect the fundamental realities of economics, such as everything has a cost and nothing will ever be free. And simultaneously, if we could convince just as many religious people that their belief systems are false and the equivalent of outdated computer software based on scientifically illiterate, glorified superstitions from ancient people who weren't even aware that the earth was round. God damn it, not that he exists, but damn it if he did. It's so infuriating to see how much time and energy is wasted on patching up problems that could have not only been solved by now, they could have been avoided altogether in the first place. For example, it's maddening to think about the thousands of children born out of unwanted pregnancies every year who either end up in dangerously dysfunctional foster care, since many pro-lifers won't put their money where their mouths are and adopt them, and yet, for those who do get adopted when they should have been aborted, like Nicholas Cruz, they end up murdering 17 people at their high school, and then they don't even get the death penalty thanks to some bleeding heart progressive who wants to pat themselves on the back that they're against capital punishment. And at the same time, so much of our current inflation could have been avoided had it not been for government-sponsored bailouts such as the Payment Protection Program, where billions of dollars were not just wasted, but created out of nowhere in order to send out checks the government did not have, only to enrich some people instead of carrying out its intended purpose to help workers after all the layoffs during the COVID pandemic. Yet most of those layoffs could have also been avoided had it not been for the overzealous lockdown mentality of many Democrat politicians, many of whom didn't even abide by their own rules. And then many people didn't bother going back to work when they discovered they got more money from sitting at home than doing a job. At this point, I know I'm just barking at the wind because it's incredible how difficult it is to convince the left, especially young lefties, about basic economic realities that will never be solved through socialism, and how equally difficult it is to convince right-wingers, especially the older ones, that their religions are false, counterproductive, and actually robbing them of their life's potential, not to mention society's well-being. But hey, at least it's not World War III. Not yet, I don't think. But I'm afraid to look at today's news that might prove me wrong. If I got anything wrong in this video, please let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for upcoming videos, check out the links below for my original art and merchandise, and thanks for watching.